And we're live. So once again, I would love to welcome everybody that's seeing this live stream. Thank you for making time to be with us this evening for this Boost with Facebook Q&A session about marketing on social media. This is courtesy of Bongo Hive in partnership with Facebook. So the mission is to help small businesses in Zambia that are trying to scale or grow their businesses using, digital tools such as, social media. Today we've got some trainers on the session with us. We've got Nomatemba, Esnala, and Harry, who will introduce himself shortly, starting with Harry. And this gentleman and ladies are here today to help you, find answers to the questions that you've had around social media. If you've been experiencing some challenges, could be with your posting, with adverts, or just trying to find some engagement, or just trying to make some sales, or just generally how to use these platforms to make sure that they work for your business. Feel free to ask all these questions. So from here, I'm gonna let Harry take over, and then in that order, we'll have Esnala and then Noma Temba introduce themselves. So Harry, you can go ahead, bro, and introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. As has already been mentioned, my name is Harry. Full name's Harry Muhango, and I was your trainer, or through the Boost with Facebook program. My training sessions covered how to create engaging posts for your business, as well as how to tell your business story using Instagram. So should you have any pending questions or any ideas that you might have around how to create more engaging posts for your business or brand, as well as maybe trying to understand how you can communicate with your customer base or your target audience on Instagram, or how you can go about setting up an account, I would definitely be here to respond during this session. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Esnala Banda, and during these training sessions, my deck was about understanding your Facebook page insights so that you can better expand and scale your business. So we're tackling issues to do with reach, impressions, how to understand all those terms, how to better understand your audience so that you are able to then create content that fits well with them. We're looking at how to be able to understand what types of content really work, whether it's video, whether it's a static picture. And so I'll be taking questions on any of that. Please feel free. And also, if you can, let us know in the comments what kind of business are you in, so that we have a nice idea of the kind of businesses and people that we have in this room. So please feel free to type in the comments or just type in the chat and let us know what kind of business you're into, so that we know and are able to answer your questions relevant to exactly what it is that you need. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Nomatemba Tembo. So I was leading you in learning how to create Facebook ads, and that is literally from after you're done creating your content, if you want to reach a broader audience than the people that are within your follow family, so to speak. This is the session, that was the session that you would join. So I was basically just teaching you how to create your ads, teaching you how to set your targeting, etc. So if you have any questions in that regard, I am the person for you. But like Esnala mentioned, if you could share what business you're in, it would be very helpful as far as answering your questions, whatever they may be, just to give you relevant answers so that you may be able to implement and get the best out of these sessions. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. So like I said earlier, please feel free. This is your space. Just get comfortable in it, and there's no cause for shying away, no question is too little or too stupid to be asked. That's what we're here for. And we're looking forward to those questions. But like the ladies have said, it would be nice to just have a feel of the room to just know who we're talking to, what businesses you guys are doing. If you already have a presence online, what platforms are you using to market your businesses? If you've had any challenges, what's working for you, and so on and so forth. Also, if you're joining us from LinkedIn or from YouTube, or if you're on Facebook right now, you can just type into the comment section there. We'll be able to see that and also take note of your questions or contributions. But from the Zoom side, I've got an urge to just go at it randomly. Please bear with me. But yeah, please, I know you're all, I hope by now, all comfortable to, speak up. But I'll start with the first person that was in the room. That's Flora. I've had a bit of trouble trying to pronounce your surname to myself. I'm not going to make an attempt right now, but maybe you can just tell us how to say your name. Flora? If you can get me, you can unmute yourself and yeah, you can introduce yourself or what business you're in. Or if Flora is not ready yet, Grace, you're welcome to do it. Kasapo, Wanangwa, Alines. Who's ready to go first? Okay.
Hello. Grace here.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
How
so
are
my
you?
name, I'm okay. My name's Grace Kayoko, and I just started a baking business.
Ah, nice.
So make cakes, cupcakes, everything bakery-ish.
Okay. Where is your business located? Where are you doing this from?
From home, Charleston.
Oh, so right here in Lusaka.
Yeah.
When you say just started, how long have you been doing this for?
Like, 3 weeks, 4. Yeah, 4.
Ah, nice. Awesome. And how's it going so far? How would you say it's going so far?
It has its highs and lows, but for somebody that's starting, I think it's been great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's interesting to hear. And how are you to tie what you're doing into this particular session, which is all about social media? Have you been using social media to sell your products?
Yes, I have. I use my WhatsApp and Facebook mostly.
Mostly. What else are you using sometimes?
Instagram.
Okay. And how's that working out?
Very little response, almost none.
Yeah.
But yeah, WhatsApp is okay. I get a few orders from there, most of them from there. Facebook, very little response.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to let the pros that are in the room with me, ladies, gent, Nomatemba, Esnala, Harry, who wants to pick up on this first? I was gonna ask.
I actually have a question.
All right, great.
Hi, Grace. Do you run any ads on your Facebook and your Instagram?
No, none yet.
None yet. Well, that is an option for you if you want to grow your audience and reach especially new customers. I'm sure as you scroll through your Instagram, you notice that there are ads that pop up, right?
Yeah.
Usually those ads are tailored to the things that you like, your interests. So you can create ads for your business that target people that are interested in, say, pastry. Say you said you were baking, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So pastries, or even people that work in marketing, because they're always looking for people to cater events and stuff like that. So you can create your ads and target specific people depending on their location, the demographic that you wish to target. So that could be their age, their sex, their marital status, even. You can target people depending on their interests, their behaviors. You have all these options. So when you create those ads, you give yourself a broader audience because you're reaching more than people that follow you, right? So what you have right now is what we call organic engagement and an organic reach. When you place an ad, you are reaching people that don't already follow you. So that gives you the opportunity to gain new followers and hopefully also gain new business, right? So yeah, I would say get on that as soon as possible.
Okay.
On both your Facebook and your Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in here. And then I'm going to throw it to Harry because he would be actually better able to talk about the next bit. So ads are great. Definitely do check them out. But also I want to find out who would you say is your target audience? Hello, Grace. Who is your target audience? Who are you trying to reach?
I think what I do is something that almost everybody buys cakes or buys cupcakes. So I don't have a particular target market right now.
Okay, let me try and help you identify who your target market is. Okay, so when you're looking at your target market, so this when you finally open your Facebook page, right, you will be able to gain insights as to who your audience actually is. That way you'll be able to know who you're talking to, and then it will be so much easier to deal with the problem of a lack of engagement and things like that, because you will know who is engaging with your page, who isn't, and sometimes even why. So sometimes it could be an issue of content. Sometimes it just could be an issue of you're posting at the wrong time. Sometimes it just could be an issue of you are targeting people in the wrong area. So you've said you're in Lusaka, right? So when you are looking at, even when you're going to be looking at your ads and even the type of content you create around your cake business and your bakery, and your baking, you're going to be able to say, okay, I am trying to target people in Lusaka. Now, if it's people in Lusaka, you want to target people who have money. Okay, who has money? What age range of people has money? And also in terms of money, are you doing high-end cakes? Are you doing smaller bite-sized cake that people can have like during the week, on an ordinary day to day? Is it something that I can call you and say, hey, Grace, I'd like a cake today at lunchtime. Are you going to be able to deliver it to my office, for example? It's things like that. Are you making cupcakes for kids to take to school? Is it school season? Are people doing school runs? Are you easily accessible? When you look at all these questions will better help you to not only streamline your business, but also understand what things you should be looking for in terms of who you're reaching and what numbers you're reaching. Because sometimes, if we're honest, we will open a Facebook page and then or want to use WhatsApp for business, but then we don't have our ducks all in a row. We haven't taken the time to really analyze who it is we're trying to talk to, why we're trying to talk to them, because at the end of the day, your business is supposed to be solving a problem. So you bake. What is the problem that people have? They don't have cake and they would like cake, and cake that tastes nice, just as an example. Okay, how are you feeling that need, and how are you communicating to them that you are the right person to fill that need? All of these things kind of tie in together, and that leads you to now what kind of content you create. So maybe you can give us an insight of what kind of things you post, so that Harry can now help you just basically understand how to create better content, especially for Instagram. So
okay, a question just before I go to Harry. You mentioned something on streamlining. That's kind of like what's the word? Seems like my target market is so broad, so it's like I have to shrink it to a particular people, right?
You have to shrink it to a particular people, but you can actually still keep it broad, because when you look at how Facebook works, right? So you have the people who are directly connected to your network. These are the people who are your friends and your friends of friends. And then you have the rest of Facebook. So when you say you're based in Charleston, when you look at it geographically, you've got your Charleston market, the people who are immediately next to you. You have Avondale, you have people along Greatest Road. As you can see, the scope of areas that you can actually deliver to and provide your product to keeps getting bigger and bigger. And that's how it works with Facebook as well. and generally social media. So because you post something and then it's a whole web. So there's like a whole network and a whole chain, but you have to start talking particularly to one particular group of people. So you need to decide if you are going to talk to, yes, it could be a broad range. So you could say, I want to talk to people who are between 18 and 45. If you feel like that's where the buying power is, there you've already, it's a broad audience, but you've still streamlined it enough that you'll be able to cater and create content for them that works, and also create the kind of engagement that you're really looking for. I'm hoping that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Harry, take it away.
Just a quick question for Grace. What kind of content have you been creating so far, other than, let's say, independent of your product ads kind of content, the ones that you're advertising a particular sale or product that you bake?
I don't know if I'm going to answer your question rightly, but I have days when I post just everything I bake. Like if I have an order today, I take pictures and I keep it active like that. Then before I had a promo, so it was promo, then I'm advertising what I make. Then I have days when I'm just trying the whole process from scratch, pretty much that. Sometimes very monotonous, but yes.
Okay. So that's good. And I will basically just be adding on to what Esnala is from telling you. I think being that you already have content on your social media accounts, on your Facebook, and you're sharing on WhatsApp, what you would want to do is work backwards. If you have the time and have a bit of an understanding as to how you could get to your insights, you want to get a clear picture as to who currently is looking at your content. Because one thing you will find is that probably you're not making as much sales from Facebook or WhatsApp because the right kind of audience is not looking at your posts and at your content. And the question is now, how do you get to that point? So to make it less overwhelming is, firstly, we have established that you need to have a clear understanding of your audience. And the same is true for whatever product that you sell. So as Esnala mentioned, if you're selling in Shellstone or along Great East, how can you categorize your audience, or how can you promote your products to attract a specific audience? If you're going to, let's say, create engaging content that actually attracts people to buy in the time and space that you want them to, what you can do is create a birthday promo and actually run an advert targeting people on a specific day. Facebook enables you to do that. Additionally, even with the pictures that you're saying you create, the general rule around creating content on Facebook is it needs to be high quality. It also has to be engaging and relate to the audience that you're targeting. So you may say that you do take pictures of your products, but that's something you may need to ask yourself to say, okay, am I taking the best angles of my products? Am I taking them in the best kind of lighting? And what kind of caption or call to action am I adding to these posts? Are you telling them to say, buy now or contact me here? And even the call to action that you put on the post, is that your most efficient mode of, I would say, response? Because you may say, people call me, okay? You may add a caption to say, call for your baked goodies. When they call, you don't pick up. Maybe you're more responsive on WhatsApp. So you want to put an actionable call to action. Or maybe you may have been indicating that people should contact you via WhatsApp. Maybe your audience actually prefers getting in touch with you via Messenger. So those are things that you want to be able to assess as you go along. And the key thing is to know that it's not a one size fits all. And it's not like an immediate approach. Facebook actually compounds. So the more you put out content, the more you try out specific things, and then you will eventually know. One thing that I can say is that you want to keep on pushing out your organic content, but Facebook is also encouraging businesses to run paid advertisements. Don't be afraid of paid advertisements. You should actually embrace them, because then they give you the advantage to reach more people. So mainly, I would say consider doing that, high quality content with a more efficient call to action, whether it's getting in touch with you via Messenger or if it's WhatsApp. Look at, one thing that helps is also looking at other baking accounts or businesses that are doing really well. See the kind of content they are creating. Sometimes your audience may want to, see your background work, like what you're creating in the background, your creation process, or you could just shoot a short video of you baking, packing, and delivering your product. That creates some kind of engagement. You can go live. There's multiple options. One last thing I can say is, as you really look out to create content that gets you to grow your business on Facebook, you want to consistently work towards whichever method of content engages most with your buyer, because your audience, as was mentioned, is divided between friends, family, and the buyers are usually the smaller chunk, and those are the ones that pay the bills. So you want to find out whether they look at stories more, whether they respond to ads more, whether they look at a certain kind of content more. Is it videos? Is it infographics? Yeah, and stuff like that. And yeah, promos do work, which is good. That's one thing that I've heard. And yeah, just work on the consistent quality in the content. If you are already doing that, that's great. And always seek to maintain and improve. If you feel a little stuck on the kind of content you can create, you may want to also look at other businesses in your industry or niche that are doing great on Facebook. You can probably learn a thing or two, not copy and paste, but learn a thing or two from those actually doing well. Yeah. Don't know if that helps. Okay, I hope that helps. Are there any questions? There are actually questions in the chat. I don't know if Tembo wants to take those.
Did you guys take note of them, or would you love for me to read them out for you?
You can read them out, yeah. And then I think Noma Tembo will answer first.
Hold on. We'll quite some intros there.
Okay, I think I see the question, Walia.
You do?
Yeah. I believe it's from, oh, hold on.
There's another one.
It's from, there is?
There's...
So we have a question from Alinus.
I have a question from Alinus, yeah. So there's a question from Alinus, and it reads, that moved quickly. How do you do paid advertisement?
Yeah.
Okay, Alinus, that's a very good question, first of all. Okay, so you have a couple of options as far as creating an ad on Facebook. The first and the easiest, the way most people actually go about it, is if you have already created a post on your Facebook, you will notice that at the base of the post, you should have a boost post option, right? I don't know if you can go to your Facebook right now so that we can just run through it together. If anyone's there, please let me know. Unfortunately, I'm unable to share my screen. Is anyone, Nala, might you be able to share your screen so that we can walk through?
Yeah, but while Nala tries to set it up, or any of us does, you could just try to run through it theoretically.
Okay.
Okay, so you have your boost post option, right at the base. It's where it shows you how many people you've reached, how many engagements you currently have. So you have the boost post, option. So what you do is you simply click that button, right? And it will give you a couple of options to create your ad. This is where you're going to find the options to pick your targeting for your ad. Again, a quick run through of your targeting options. You have locations, so you can target people based on where they are. Like say for, was it Grace's baking business? Maybe she might want to target people in the Avondale, Charleston, and maybe Salama Park area. She has the freedom to pick where she's going to target her ads, where the people that are going to be seeing her ads are located. You also have the option to select the demographic, that is maybe their age. Maybe you're looking to target people aged between 18 and maybe 34. You have that option. Maybe you want to target specifically women. You also have that option. You will find options as far as interests are concerned. Maybe again, to use Grace's business as an example, maybe you want to select people that are interested in, pardon me, cakes or pastries or cupcakes, or love to celebrate birthdays. That's an interest of theirs. So you can select people, and Facebook will pick those people based on what they set up in their interests when they're setting up their Facebook pages. I'm sure all of you have Facebook pages, so you know what goes into that when you're creating your Facebook account. You can also select people, target people based on their behaviors, right? And yeah, their engagement, etc., etc. And then aside from that, you will also have the option to create a budget, right? When you're creating your ad. Now, the minimum spend on a daily is $1 a day. So it's super affordable, right? And you can go up to as much as you want per day, right? So your total budget will give you how much you'll be spending for the entire period that the ad is running, okay? So say you want to spend $50 for 5 days, right, for the entire ad. It'll break this down into a daily rate. So $50 for 5 days will be $10 a day, right? So your total ad spend is your budget for the whole period that the ad is running. Now, aside from that, you can also, so basically you'll be creating your targeting, picking your budget, and all of that. And that's one of the options, just the boost post option. If you want to promote rather than your particular posts and you want to promote the entire page, when you go to your page, the promote option should be at the top, somewhere to the right of your page. So what you're going to do is you're going to click that option, and then it's going to take you through basically choosing your ad type, right? So you have your first, which is to get started with automated ads. You have the option, also to create a new ad, or you have the option to boost a post. So if you don't want to have to go through your timeline and pick a post that you want to boost, that's another option that you have. Now, automated ads. So automated ads basically, like the name suggests, creates the ad for you, right? It selects your target audience based on the people that are engaging with your post so far, and it creates a customized plan right after you answer a few questions. Like the first few steps is just you answering a few questions, and the more questions that you can answer based on your business type, the more accurate the ad will be, right? And then the other option is to create your own ad, right? You don't have to create an automated ad. The automated ads are a little easier, especially if you're just starting out. It also helps you just figure out where you're at, what your target audience is, because it will give you your insights at the end of the ad period. Even during, you can check how many people it's reaching, who it's reaching, and all of that. So it can help you also narrow down on what it is that you're looking for, right, within your target audience, assuming you are within that process of setting up but would like to run ads as you try and figure that out. Now, creating your own ad, again, it's pretty much the same process as boosting a post, right? So when you create your own ad, you'll be taken through basically the same steps as boosting the particular post. You will be selecting your audience based on their location, their age, the interests that you want to target with those people. You have the option to select a pre-selected target audience, or you can create that all on your own. You select the duration that you want your ad to run for, as well as your total ad spend. Okay, so on a day-to-day, how much do you want to spend? You also have the option to place that ad if you're creating it within Facebook, whether you want it to run on Facebook, on Instagram, on Messenger. Okay, so that is an option that you have. And then we currently have, actually, I forgot to mention this earlier. There's also what we call a meta pixel. Please let me know if I'm running too quickly, because I realize I talk a little fast sometimes. So feel free to slow me down and yeah, just tell me to run through things again. So I'm gonna ask, are we together at the moment? Yes, no, maybe?
You can just put your answers in the chat. Just type yes if we're together. If you need her to slow down or go over anything. Kasapo says yes. Grace lost a little bit of connection there. I think she's back.
Okay,
it
Grace,
seems like we're together.
Okay, great. So a Facebook pixel is basically, it's like a tracker. So when you run your ad, and someone clicks on that ad, the pixel basically is activated in that moment, right? And it figures out who this person is, right? And it helps you, it gives you this information whilst the ad is running, and at the end of the ad, as to who has followed whatever links or clicked on your ad during the period of your ad, which helps you identify even better, even more specifically, who your target audience is. So as you're creating your ad, you have the option to turn that, the meta pixel, because of the switch, I forgot, the meta pixel on, which will allow you later on to be able to refine your target audience even better, right? So basically that's it. And then you also have your ad payment options at the bottom. Now, when you're done creating your ad, you can select how you want to pay for your ad, okay? So you can pay using MasterCard, using Visa. I'm not sure whether we've had mobile money options implemented yet on this side of the continent. I don't know, Nala, would you know? No? Okay.
Sorry, I don't think so. It hasn't been done yet.
Okay, yeah. So your best bets at the moment are Visa and MasterCard. Now also, sorry, my mind is all over the place. Also, as you create your ad, when you're selecting how much money you actually want to spend, as you create the ad, you will have your estimated daily results. That means it will show you how many people you're likely to reach based on how much money you're spending, which should help you gauge how much money you actually want to spend on the daily, right? Now, if you're just starting out, it's okay to experiment. You can run multiple ads and experiment and see what budget works best for you and what particular targeting works for you. Okay, so that at the end of the day, you can sit down and analyze and then again refine, so that the next time you create an ad, you can target people better, so that you're reaching more people that mean, pardon me, targeting more people that will actually buy from your business, because that is the end goal, right? So that they see your content and they purchase from you. So yeah, I don't know if I have thoroughly answered your question. Guys, if I've missed anything out, please feel free to pitch in.
Yeah, I think you've covered almost everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
go ahead.
I think she's covered everything. Alines and Wanangwa, could you let us know if that answers your question, or is there anything specific that you'd like us to add on to that? You can just type in the chat or let us know verbally. Alinas, was your question answered? Okay, she says her question was answered. Does anybody else have any more questions for us? Kasapo, actually, I really like what you've mentioned. I have a couple of questions for you. So Kasapo sent us a message in the chat and it says, "Good evening, my name is Kasapo. I sell hair accessories. I've been in business for about a year now. Was slow at first, but business is picking up. I use WhatsApp and Instagram for advertisement, but I'm looking to move to Facebook as well. From my observation, most of my buyers are either people I know or people they have recommended. So I'm trying to use media to expand my client base. So I guess my first question is, why have you chosen to use Facebook? Let's start there. Why have you chosen to expand your client base to Facebook? You can type in the chat or you can feel free to use your mic, Kasapo.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm okay, thank you. Your question was, why have I chosen?
Why have you decided to use Facebook as well? Because you mentioned that you're using WhatsApp and you're using Instagram. So I would just like to have a bit of an understanding as to why you would like to use Facebook as well.
Oh, okay. I am hoping that Facebook will help me reach a wider range of people compared to Instagram and WhatsApp.
Okay, and do you already have a page, a Facebook page?
Yes, I do have a page, but I think I've only posted about once or twice there. It hasn't really been active because I'm still figuring out how to use it the best way to use it.
Okay, all right. So I would say as a first-time user of a page, before you can even think about growth, let's just put growth on the shelf for a minute, growing your page and growing your likes and followers and all of that. Before we get all the way there, the question is, who exactly are you trying to talk to? So which people are you trying to reach? Who is your target audience?
My target audience is natural hair lovers, but then I don't want it to just be specific to them. Maybe just even the people who are not natural hair lovers. Just
okay. Okay, so you have to be a bit more specific with your audience. So this is going to help you not only with understanding the insights that you get from your page once it starts growing, it will also help you to be able to understand what adverts to make and also what kind of contents to create. So my follow-up question is, what age of people, what age range of people are you looking to engage with your products?
Teenage years to about I'm not sure, maybe 30 years old, somewhere there.
Okay, you need to be more specific. Teenagers starts at 13 to 19. So you need to be a bit more specific so that it's easier to help you. The more specific you are with your audience, the easier it is to create content, but also to reach them as well, because Facebook will give you the range. So you pick, if it's 18 to 30 that you want, you pick that. If it's 20 to 45, you pick that, and they'll be able to push out your content to these people. If you're not specific and you don't know, it's going to be very hard for you to reach the people you're trying to reach. Okay. So after you've done that, so you figured out the age, yes, you figured out what you're selling, your product, okay. So where are the people that you are trying to reach located? Where is your audience? What town, what city, what country, what part of the globe, maybe even?
Preferably Lusaka.
Okay. Okay, all right. Great. So the good thing about that is now that you know that it's Lusaka, and also Grace, this is also a point for you. When you're doing your adverts, did you know you can actually geo-target not just Lusaka, but you can actually geo-target like specific areas as well? So for example, if you're trying to reach people in Charleston, you can say Charleston, Lusaka, and then, your content will be able to go to these people in those areas as well. So that's something to kind of take note of. All right. So now that we know your location as well, Our next question brings us all the way back to what kind of content are you posting? I know you've mentioned you've only posted a couple of times, but what have you posted? Is it content that if you were scrolling through your content through your page and that popped up, is that something that you would engage with? I think that's the first question we must always ask ourselves about content. Do I find it interesting, or am I posting for the sake of having something to post? So what kind of content have you posted?
So far, I've just posted the finished products of the hair accessories that I've sold, because I make handmade hair accessories.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so now that you posted that, what was your caption? Can you remember your caption? Because there's the picture content itself or the video content, but there's also your caption, which also matters. So what words did you pair with your picture?
Well, for most of them, I was just making general statements like get yours as soon as possible. But as I'm not sure who was talking, someone was talking, I realized that I haven't really been putting my phone number there and telling them to call or to WhatsApp. So perhaps I could do that.
Okay, it's really great that you've identified that you need to add more calls to action, like, oh, call me. You can also use your call to action button on your page. So there's call to action buttons. People can either find your website, they can get directions, they can call you, they can message you on Messenger, and they can also message you like on WhatsApp. You can also include that button if you so wish. But another thing that that has popped up now is, when you're trying to expand, especially if this is a first-time business that is a new page on Facebook or Instagram, what you want is, yes, give people enough information to say, look, I have this product available, but in order for people to engage with your content, it has to be interesting. So you can't just talk at them. You need to show them the value of why they should buy that product. So as Harry earlier mentioned, and probably will explain some more on, it's, sometimes you might want to show how you make your product. The fact that your product is a handmade product that already has value in itself, it's already a boost, and that gives you a wide range of content that you can have. It could be you going to the store to buy your materials. It could be, you making a short video of whether it's sewing or attaching the pieces together, or going to deliver the final product. So you have such a wide scope of options for how you can actually create engagement on your page, that I am actually very excited for you. I really, really do enjoy like starting up new pages and building brands. So that's like super exciting for me. But I will let Harry weigh in now on some of the things that you have mentioned.
Okay, I think you have mentioned some of the major key points. Just to create general emphasis on Kasapo's business. When you're getting started on Facebook, keep in mind it's just like anything that you are starting. There's zero to no momentum. Creating a Facebook page for your business isn't a magic pill that automatically gets you in front of customers. So just like when you're starting a car or you're opening a new store, there's a little bit of noise and advertising that you have to make. Or when you want to start pushing a car, there's a little bit more effort that goes into creating a certain kind of momentum. The same applies with your business page. You may have little to no engagement right now. That means it's going to require a little bit more noise and a little bit more of a push for it to actually gain a certain kind of momentum, to gain a certain degree of engagement, for you to start now interacting with your target audience as well as your potential customer base. So now the making of noise, that's where you may want to create more engaging content that has a clear call to action. And that is also eye-catching, because you need to be able to assess your content visually to say, okay, is this really high quality content? And is it engaging content as well? And is my call to action clear? A clear call to action, as I said, it's either you want people to comment on your post, it's either you want people to buy a product now, it's either you want people to register for an event, etc. The boost that you may need is where the ads come in. Facebook has designed its algorithm in such a way that your business page, for example, to a certain degree, needs to run ads for it to reach a certain kind of audience. The objective of that design for the Facebook platform is so that the newsfeed for users is not, flooded with ads. I think if you have been using Facebook for a while, there was a time when our news feeds were just flooded with ads. But then Facebook or Meta now said, okay, we don't want to flood the audience with ads. We want them to have a news feed that has content that they like. That is why you need to run ads in order for you to reach a specific target audience. And this is where Esnala's questions come in to say, the more specific you are about your target audience, their age range, the more specific you are about their demographic, the more specific you are even about their sex, okay? Or even about whatever life events they are having, that will make your ads more effective. Nomatemba actually mentioned the idea of you getting more specific with regards to, sorry, the point has just escaped my mind, but she mentioned something with regards to, the point has just actually run. Anyway, mainly that is what you want to do. Create high quality content, have a clear call to action. Remember that your page is just starting, so you need to put in a little bit more effort to getting it out there. That includes running ads and creating more dynamic content. One other thing that you may want to do is to also partner with accounts or influencers on the Facebook platform that are relative to your business. So if it's a female influencer or a male influencer or whoever within either your area, people that can influence your potential customers to identify and buy your product, that's one way to go, because Facebook is a community. So you can't do it alone. Some of the best pages that have grown, or some of the best businesses that have grown, actually collaborate with other Facebook accounts that have engagement. So you may want to consider doing that as well. Some of these may either be paid partnerships where, you pay, let's say, a page like Mwewantu to mention your Facebook page, or you find just a creative influencer who you offer a free product to showcase your product in their video content or just on their page, okay? As they do that, they'll probably mention your business page and your business account, and people will start visiting your business page as well. There's a lot of options that you have. I noticed that you mentioned that you've only been reaching friends and family, mostly with your advertisements on WhatsApp and Instagram. And that is why, as you mentioned, the Facebook community gives you a broader market space. Additionally, emphasis again, do not be afraid to boost your posts, to run your ads. This actually helps you a lot. And always go back. Maybe something that was forgotten is look at your insights as to who is viewing your content. If you notice that there's a gap between the people that are actually buying your products and the people that are actually that are engaging with your content on social and not buying, meaning you need to change your content creation strategy. You need to change how you target your audience online, because obviously you need to grow your business and make the sales. Yeah. I hope that helps.
And just to add on a little bit on your page insights, please do be aware that if you are a new page, you'll only be able to see your page insights after there is data for 100 or more people. And you can't view page insights for community pages. So community pages are basically like personality pages and NGO kind of pages. But if it is a business, you will be able to see your insights once there's data for 100 or more people. And it's great that Harry has mentioned that, yes, do look out for collaborations. You can collaborate with other people and kind of growth hack and cross-populate your pages as well in that way. So hi, Charles. How are you doing? Earlier I was asking people to just let us know, type in the chat if you can, or in the comments if you're joining us on Facebook or LinkedIn. Would like to know what industry you're in so that we can give you answers that are relevant and match your business needs. Now, Charles says that he is in the agriculture business, farming, and the main produce is broiler chickens and lamb and mutton. Charles, so how can we assist you? What questions do you have for us today? Is Charles here?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Yes. How can we assist you today?
Clearly?
Yes.
All right. Firstly, I don't know. I asked this in the last session we had, and I don't know if it's the right place. So it was regarding marketplace. I don't know if you remember. So when it came to, I wanted to find out the best way to advertise agricultural produce, especially animal produce. So in my case, for example, marketplace doesn't allow me to post because the certain rules and regulations regarding animal
food items and things. Yes. Yeah.
So in short, marketplace isn't an option for me.
Okay.
Yes. So I wanted
to find out, I would. Okay, no, Karen.
Yes, sir. Yes, I wanted to find out which avenues I can use, or yes, regarding Facebook. And is the marketplace actually just is a no-go area for me because of that ban?
Okay. So the first thing is, I would say for marketplace, do ensure that you do check out facebook.com/blueprint. Just so that you can get a bit more information about the rules and regulations for marketplace. You need to constantly keep checking up because Facebook is always changing and adapting certain things, but there are policies in place for selling not only foodstuffs and animals as well, but there's also regulations on certain kinds of products, especially if you're going to say that they have health benefits and things like that. So Facebook would definitely flag a number of those, but marketplace is not your only option. So there are a number of options that you can use. So the first one would be the standard to open a Facebook page. I think Zambian has a page, Majori should have a page. All these kind of other places that sell meat products have pages. So you can utilize your Facebook page, but also you can also utilize Facebook groups. And now with Facebook groups, this is where you can now get more one-on-one interaction and engagement with people. So for example, if you follow groups that have to do with food, groups that are talking about, chefs, there's always a number of these that pop up. So you can join some of them. And depending on the locality and the people that are in that particular group, those might actually boost your sales more than actually trying to wait for there to be an opportunity with marketplace that can actually boost your business. So I would say utilize your other options, such as the Facebook page, Facebook groups, WhatsApp for business, as well as Instagram to be able to boost your business. But what kind of content exactly would you be looking to post? I know marketplace is usually very standard, but if you were now to expand and post in these other spaces, what kind of content from what we've mentioned so far do you think you would be able to create for these platforms?
Okay, so the kind of content is basically, I would say maybe like 3 categories. So of course the final produce. I also want to do like behind the scenes of how I rear them and so forth. Also a type of, because when it comes to lamb and mutton, the common question I have is most people haven't tried, but when they do, they like it. Some of them do. So returning customers come but then most of them don't know how to cook certain pieces. So I would also want to incorporate that, like how to cook certain cuts, that type of content. along those lines. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. That sounds great. I think for that, actually, like Harry mentioned, find people that you can collaborate with. There's so many amazing chefs that have thriving Facebook pages, thriving Instagram accounts. And maybe you can just be like, hey, I would like you to try out this meat. Like, let's talk. And then post your content. They might be able to post your content on their page, and you can post their content when they try out your recipe. Then you already have high quality content that you can use without too much stress, because also the way that you might prepare it, I don't know if you're a chef, I'm not going to judge, but the way that you might prepare it, and that there's other ways that chefs might prepare it or home cooks might prepare it, that would actually resonate with the audience that you're trying to capture. So there are definitely quite a number of options and avenues that you can explore in that regard.
Okay, noted. I'm not that bad of a cook. I'm actually quite good, but
just an example.
Yeah, actually,
Harry, go ahead.
Yeah. In addition to what she said, you could reach out to a chef. I have seen a lady that actually does that on Instagram and Facebook. She should be something Banda, but she has a pretty good following. She does like a live cook show. So you could, say, you take your lamb and your mutton for them to prepare on their show. And they mentioned that it's from, I don't know what the name of your farm is, whether it's Charles Farm, etc. Yes. So, you go with something like that and they get to promote your content. Ideally, you may not want to always lead up front with paying them to do it. You may look to have an arrangement where, you give them maybe certain quantities of your product for them to have and showcase. And in exchange for that, they get to have it on their show. Ideally, you may reach more people. Also, always look to maintain quality and consistent content. I will always add emphasis. Quality content, especially for a business. One thing that we need to be more often clear on is that a business account, especially for a business, is different from an influencer's account, like a gossip account, or you see how these accounts get a certain kind of engagement. But when it comes to a business product, the engagement is a little different. People separate you through the quality of content you create, how consistently you post. Additionally, also maybe having an engaging kind of template. So I don't know, do you already have branding for your products?
That's in the works.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the branding, So I have now I've been vacuum sealed them. So I'm just waiting for my logo to be done. I still haven't decided on the design.
Okay.
So on the packaging has some branding, but it's not logos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So even when it comes to creating your content to actually get more sales and get more engagement, generally meat is meat. But when you brand it a certain way in your content, people recognize your logo, they recognize your color scheme, they also recognize your style of capturing and posting your content. They will engage more consistently with that. That means if today I see a certain kind of content style that is from your business, I see it tomorrow, I see it the other week, after a month, I see an ad, I'll be like, okay, I really need to try out their products. Because I'm sure when it comes to the food industry, there's a lot of content out there. And the differentiating factor is not only who is promoting the content, as we mentioned, you collaborate with good influencers, but also what makes it different. Is it the packaging? Is it the quality of the content being posted, So those are things that you could use to sort of pop out, stand out and differentiate your product in terms of reaching your target audience and potential customers. Yeah. I don't know if that helps.
Yes, it does.
And while you're at it, Harry, because I've seen you reiterate how important it is to have quality content. there's been a question from Wanangwa about what matters in content creation other than the quality and audience. So is there something that I should be thinking about as I create this content, apart from the quality and the people that I think should be seeing this content?
Okay, so when it comes to quality content, you're looking at different factors. There's the caption, there's either the image or the video itself, and there's also what you would call the aspect ratio or the size of the image. I don't know if everybody is looking at my camera. It's a little blurry right now. And that's not something you want for your content on social media as well, especially when you're trying to sell a product to a customer. One thing that we need to note is that quality content doesn't need an expensive camera. These days, we have smartphones with pretty good cameras. All you need is to master what kind of lighting brings out the best, how do I put it? Brings out the best camera quality or picture and video quality from your phone. Once you identify, like the angles and the lighting that works well with your phone, you can even use certain additional tools from Facebook as you post. It enables you to edit and customize whatever image or video you take in order for you to, improve the quality or improve the engagement based on the little additions you take. Another thing is a quality post is also not overcrowded. There's certain posts that we have seen that have either too many words or too many random graphics that are not necessary. So you want to also limit the kind of wording you put on a specific image if that's the kind of content you want to post. Just keep less words on the image, put them more in the caption, but even the caption, you want to keep it short, straight to the point, with a clear call to action. Those are some of the best practices, I would say, when it comes to posting. Additionally, one last point I can add on is you can always repurpose a particular post or a particular piece of content. So you can post it as a fixed image, you can post it as a video, you can post it as a behind the scenes. So you can really reuse content in multiple ways if you're capturing a product. So let's say if you're capturing a piece of lamb, you obviously don't want to capture the head being chopped out, but you want to capture the lamb being addressed, being divided into pieces, being packaged. All those are pieces of content that you can create in order to reach your target audience and possibly get somebody to buy. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, Wanangwa, that was your question. How do you feel about that? Are you satisfied? Oh yeah, Wanangwa is satisfied. Well, we're almost coming to the end of this session. But obviously, I think if there are no more questions, would love to hear a few tips, a few general tips. A few general tips about how to go about social media in general, apart from the things that you guys have already mentioned in terms of content creation. What last few things do you think everybody who's attended this session should remember as they go on posting their next content tomorrow or the other day, or if they're going to put out an ad? What should they remember, or as they continue growing in their business journey, what should they remember that is going to be helpful to them? I don't know who to start with. Harry, you're already unmuted, so you could go first if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. One thing is, don't feel overwhelmed to create content. As I mentioned, I did emphasize on the quality But that's something that should always be at the back of your mind as you want to create content. Quality content doesn't require expensive equipment. It is just really maximizing the tools that you have. And more often than not, that is your mobile phone. Additionally, as business owners, do not be afraid to outsource, whether it's a graphic designer, to really create your content for you. You may be overwhelmed with running your business or just do not have the creative aspect. If there's somebody in your family that can design your content or just create it a certain way to gain more engagement, allow them to do that or get them to do it. If you can't do it on your own, outsource. Additionally, is if you want to be more consistent, because Facebook or the Meta platforms and apps are all about consistency. Your content compounds over time to create a certain kind of consistent engagement. So what you want to do is also leverage the creation of a content calendar as you know, the way you plan your year or your day or to-do list. So you want to plan out just a small content calendar of your own to say, okay, Monday, we're posting behind the scenes. Wednesday, we're posting the product. Friday, we are posting a happy customer testimonial. So what that does, it helps you block out your time beforehand and even have an idea as what you will post and when, and who is responsible for creating a specific type of content. Especially if you want to do video content, a content calendar is really helpful. As I said, it's all about building consistency over time. Lastly is don't only promote your product. Keep in mind, it's not just about talking to the customer or talking to, you're engaging with them. Some businesses actually want to be doing that. Sometimes customers will even give you, your audience, on social media will give you feedback as to what kind of content they want to see. So yeah, I guess those are my final words for this session.
All right. I hope everybody got that. While you were at it, Wanango went on and asked another question. And before Nomatemba and Esnala can give their tips, maybe we can address this one. What other than purchase prices, I guess, what other things other than purchase prices and audience must determine the prices? I'm assuming product prices. I don't really understand it myself, but it's not like you get it.
Okay, let me try. So unfortunately, I'll just go off right now and say that this is how you price your product is pretty much outside of our scope, but I will give you advice on how to communicate your pricing on social media. Perhaps that is what we can actually answer for you. So the first thing that you want to look at also is look at who your target audience is. And by that, I know you said apart from that, but that's really what determines how you communicate how much something costs. So you need to understand there's certain products like if you've been on social media long enough, even like, let's say just during the Valentine's period, you might have seen that there was a bit of kafafa with some people who were selling certain products and some people, sorry, pardon me. Sorry, Wanango, I've just seen your message. Yes. Okay. So we'll let you know how you can better price your products, how you can communicate that. So there were certain people that were seen to have inflated products, for example, of their Valentine's packaging, you know. You need to understand that, first of all, your customer, right? As much as they're looking for a service from you, they are also knowledgeable in certain aspects of roughly how much it costs to produce certain things, okay, to produce certain packages. And so what you want to do is ensure that you don't want to extort them, in general, but also not blatantly extort them to a point where it's like it makes more sense for them to go and buy the product themselves or to go and create the product themselves, because what you're trying to do is sell convenience to your customer. Okay. Wanangwa, please. Sorry, she says I can go ahead and laugh because it's funny. But yeah, what you're trying to sell to your audience is convenience. I'm only giving you my money if it means that I don't have to get up. I'm not going to the store, right, to get the thing that you're selling. Because thank God for delivery. That's one aspect. Also, if you have delivery, that's a good thing to add in your advertising. But yeah, you're selling convenience. You're selling convenience, for example, even either of product or of service. It's like, why should I buy into your product? That's what you're selling. So now if you come and you put a really, really high price, we all know that generally, the food basket has gone up. Okay. The economy is rough. So when you're looking to price your product, look at what kind of product is it? Is it an everyday product? Because that determines how much you're looking at how much does the average person spend a day, really. You can actually conduct surveys. That's also another advantage of like your Facebook pages. You can literally ask people, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. How much would you be willing to pay for this service? How much would you be willing to pay for this package? Sometimes it's okay to ask them, so that they actually give you the actual feedback. And also from their answers, who is more likely to actually come back and be like, oh, do you finally have that product? I remember you mentioned and you asked about it. So there you're already, by engaging through surveys and polls, you're now able to retain a top of mind recall with your customers. They'll be like, you know what? That time Wale asked me how much I'd pay for shoes. Let me go and ask Wale if he has shoes, because now I actually need the shoes and I feel like I might have some disposable income, So when you're pricing, you definitely want to look at all of that. I know there's a lot of pressure to break even, but as with social media, as much as it takes a while for your page to grow, it's the same with business. It's gonna take a while before you start seeing some returns. It's not gonna be immediate all the time, and that's something that you actually have to bear in mind, because even as you boost, even as you advertise, sure, Facebook is gonna give you estimated numbers of reach and estimated audience, but also that does also take time for you to actually achieve or reach that particular maybe top tier of what their estimation is. And so I would say with pricing, you want to communicate clearly. Please don't do that thing, right, that people do. What is that? DM for price. Don't do that. Nobody wants that, because we want convenience as we are shopping. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking as somebody who not only works in social media but also shops online, right? It's very frustrating to not have all the information at once. So, Harry talked about how you have to be concise and keep your captions short. So you can actually literally just say, something simple. If you're selling your hair accessories, and just say, it's Friday night, what are you wearing? Be sure to get this scrunchie at 15 kwacha, call 097 blah 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 for information. Just something very simple and straightforward, and that is fine. But you also don't want it to be a hard sell all the time. Buy my hair things, they cost 20 kwacha, buy them, 20 kwacha, 20 kwacha, 20 kwacha. Also don't do that. It's like, how when you're on the road, like maybe on Great East or wherever, and then there's people constantly trying to give you a flyer and then they're putting it in your face. That's what it feels like when you're constantly only talking about how much things cost. So this goes back to what Harry was talking about, where you really need to be able to structure your content in the way that you're covering all your bases and a wide array of what you're talking about, bringing it back to that. So you're looking at brand awareness, you're looking at brand visibility, you're looking at product information also. What kind of product is it? Where can it be found? How much does it cost? But also, what can I do once I have this product? Because you're taking your customer on a journey. And if you overprice your products or you don't communicate well about your price, you already kill yourself right from the start, right at the beginning, before they even had a chance to really think about your service or indulge themselves in your product. You've already killed their interest by not communicating clearly about either what your prices are, or even sometimes it might even be payment method. You could have done everything right and then reach the point where, oh, how do I pay? No, I don't have this available. Okay, no, this isn't coming anytime soon. So, you need to be able to at least communicate clearly and well about, what payment methods are available, where is the product available, is it available for delivery and pickup? How much do all those things cost? So for example, if it's available for delivery, you might want to be able to say, okay, this product costs 50 kwacha, delivery costs 40 kwacha within Lusaka, 50 kwacha out of town, for example, and things like that. Like, give everybody the information upfront. As much as you want to have engagement, people don't necessarily have the time always to come into your DMs or into your inbox to come and ask you questions, because remember, you only have about 3 seconds to capture their attention. So if they have to do a lot of work and put it in, it takes away that whole aspect of convenience, and then they'll be like, no, it's okay, I might as well just walk into ShopRite. And that is something that you're trying to capture their attention. So I hope that is helpful, Wanangwa. If anybody else has got any add-ons, Norma?
No, I think you're good. You're good. Especially, I'm just going to go back to that DM for price thing. It's very off-putting. If any of you do that, you must stop. Please. Speaking as a customer, like a person that purchases, as well as a person that works in this industry. Yeah. And also, I think speaking as far as constantly having, hard selling your content, feel free to add in like inspiration. If you sell, again, like you said, hair products, you could always show people how they can wear, say, the scrunchies or hair bands or whatever in line with what's currently trending, so that actually, every time they think, let me wear this today, your product is the one that comes to mind, because this person posted on their business page something that looks like this, and they have their product, so they're going to come back to you and purchase. That is something that you can always do. But yes, just for now. I don't know if Harry has anything to add on.
Well, maybe just me. Yeah, as we're coming to the end of it, like, just to add a little cherry to that, all of that cake that you guys gave. I think you need to remember generally that what your mission is as you share content on social media. These are human beings that you're dealing with. You don't just want to come there and just promote what your interests are, which is making your sell. You have to come out as somebody that actually cares about whoever is going to be seeing your stuff. So these are 4 things that you should remember every time that you create content, whatever it is. It's a video, a picture, a story, whatever you're making. You want to inspire people, as Nomatemba said. What's good about your product? Why should they be using it? What are they getting out of it? Inspire them. Also educate them. Like, how can I use this? Or maybe you make cakes. How can I make this cake myself? Even though you're trying to sell, teaching them how, or showing them how you make that product, does not mean they're not going to buy it from you. All right. But it's always going to make the journey interesting and interacting with you. You want people to feel endeared to you. They can only do that if they engage with you, or if you're providing them with some information that's valuable to them somehow, one way or another. So educate them. Oh, how can I wear this? Is it hair, or is it some clothes that you sell? If you're into meat processing, like Charles was saying earlier, show them some of those behind the scenes. What's the process into coming up with your product? All right. And then while you're at it, also entertain them, make it fun. It needs to be enjoyable to interact with your content. People just don't come there and like your stuff hearted just because, oh, this looks nice and whatnot. It has to be interesting enough to actually have somebody think it's actually worth the like, or the heart, or even the comment, or the share. All right. And then the last thing that you ever want to do is promote it. I'll tell you what, by the time you've inspired, educated, and entertained, before you can even promote it, somebody would have been convinced they want to do something about your product, or whatever it is that you shared. And you might not even have to do so much promotion anyway. Look at what Apple does. Have you, or maybe some have, seen what they do with their marketing campaigns? Sometimes they won't tell you so much about how valuable their product is. They'll just show you what you can do with the product, and they'll do it in such a way that you're so carried away. It's so inspiring and it's so fun. They do it in such a smooth way. They don't have to tell you, come and buy this iPhone, it costs so much, it has this camera that's this good. They'll just show you the picture that camera took, and what other content that it's able to create or who's using it and things like that. And you can always find different ways of being creative about the product that you're selling, because obviously it's always different. But again, remember, inspire, educate, entertain, and then lastly, promote, and you'll be good. That said, can we call it wraps? I enjoyed it. I hope everybody found it useful. Nomatemba Esnala, Harry, who's been thrown out. You guys were great. I found it beneficial myself. I hope everybody else who joined us this evening did as well. If you did, you can share in the comments, or you can let us know on our Facebook, or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, wherever that you're following us on. And also, how long have I been mute? Nobody said anything. Snap, I've been going on for a long time. But anyway, I've shared a link in there. That's our WhatsApp group. It's exclusive to only the people that have attended the sessions. You can come in there and share your questions or experience. If you're experiencing some success, especially, would love to know that. Please come in there and let us know, and show some of these trainers some appreciation for some of the information that they've shared here. There are other participants in there, people who are running businesses like you are. You can learn from the experiences, and we can all just get interacting and, build up this business community that is trying to thrive using these digital platforms. So again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. If there are no more questions, or if you have a question, I'm gonna give it 2 minutes to shoot it before we can close off. Otherwise, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, Charles. If you join the WhatsApp group, also if you keep tabs on our social media platforms, you'll be able to stay updated on more sessions that are coming. So this is not our last session. There's more coming. So just stay tuned, and obviously there'll be more to share. Otherwise, thank you. Any more questions? Anybody? All right. If not, I hope all the ladies in here are having a lovely Women's Month, getting all the love that you deserve and appreciation. I know the two ladies that have been running the station have been good at it. I hope I'm not the only one who thinks that. But yeah, yo, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Luis. Please remember to join the WhatsApp group if you aren't in it already, and we can continue this conversation in there. All right, everybody. You all have a good evening. Ciao.